Visual radio, and what camera do I look into? I don't know. I've never been on TV before. But I want to thank Joe LaRocca, who taught me everything I know about being on WinCam television. And tonight, Joe LaRocca is my guest, and we're going to talk about True Grit for a few minutes. True Grit is a masterpiece, according to the back of the DVD, which, as I'm driving down my street, the FedEx man comes. I just emailed the film company and said, "Where's my copy?" Right? And the FedEx man comes and he goes, "Hey, Joe." I go, "Hi." And he goes, "It's for you." And it's like, cool, it did come. I just emailed them, and here it is. And Joe LaRocca has a copy, too. Joe, you like this movie.
I absolutely love this movie, actually.
And you're not on camera.
Not yet. I will be. There we go.
Are.
Hey, that was the guy in the other show. Doing a little crossover show.
I love it. And I wanted to do crossovers with you on films for like 2 or 3 minutes. I'm glad we finally did it.
Yeah, well, we have one that I have something to say about. So, this is a remake. Have you seen? I've never seen the original.
No, I've never seen it. And that's got John Wayne, right?
Yeah.
Glenn Campbell.
Yeah. John Wayne. I have not. I feel like I definitely need to see the original. Have you seen it, Anthony? No. So nobody.
Watch it.
All right, so we're gonna watch that tonight, and we'll tell you about it. But the Coen brothers. You've seen Coen brother movies like Fargo and Big Lebowski and all that. You know, they put their imprint on it. You know, so I think if people are going to be remaking movies, they should be doing it like this. Even though that sounds not very accurate because I haven't seen the original, but I know that this is a smart way of doing it. They took the same story, but they took it from a different character angle. So like, instead of, let's say you're going to remake Rocky, you may remake Rocky, but the main character would be Mickey or somebody or some other character. Then that like puts a different light on it. Instead
I love it. Oh, what a great idea.
Repackaging it, you know? Because that's what they do now with all remakes, you know? It's just...
Well, have you heard about the new Dallas?
What, the show Dallas?
The show Dallas is coming back. It was announced today. Larry Hagman will be J.R. Ewing as the daddy.
But wait a second.
Linda Evans.
Who shot J.R.?
Who shot J.R.? I remember.
I think it was Lisa Simpson.
But it's way back in the memory cells. But 3 of the originals, Brother Bobby and the wife, Linda Evans, was it? And J.R. will be in the new one, but it's about their kids.
Okay, because I was going to say if it's the same plot. I was like, what about all those cliffhangers that people always talk about? It'd be kind of crazy. It's like the same.
They're doing what you're talking about, but but they have some of the original 3 actors coming back. And like, where's, bring Joan Collins from Dynasty, put her in.
Oh, that's that. Whoa, wait, what is
Dallas and Dynasty? They were the 2 biggies. And then Falcon Crest, which my guest, David Selby, was on.
Who's your, oh. Okay, what's Falcon Crest? These are all like the same world?
You weren't born yet, but when I was like about your age, when I was your age, they were the big 3. I mean, you go into bars and they would have Dallas or Dynasty playing.
Yeah, that's so strange to me. Because that's not, there's no shows, there's no like fictional shows that have that much weight. You know, you don't go into a bar and see, I guess maybe Lost.
In the 80s, they played the Golden Girls in the bars. That's how big these shows were. They were so big, they'd play them in the bars.
Now all they play is like sporting events.
Yeah, and they play a lot of loud music, and it's crazy. Sports bar I was going to, I stopped going.
That doesn't sound like a very hip bar. Hey, let's go down the bar and check out the Golden Girls episode.
All these TVs, and they got sports playing, but they got music loud. And I talked to the bouncers, really nice guys. They said, it's tough for us. They want a younger crowd, and it's skewing younger, and this was my hangout, so I stay home and type. You know?
Yeah. I mean... I feel the same way about, I can't handle bars that have too many TVs because it's like I'm in an amusement park. I can't concentrate. Like, you're just like, oh, what's going on over there? And then the person's talking to you, but you know they're looking out over your shoulder at the, whatever's happening.
They got TVs everywhere for the sports.
Yeah.
But this inspired you. I know you're a filmmaker, and I know that you got a lot of inspiration out of True Grit.
For sure. It's just clever. I mean, the casting is unbelievable. This girl, oh man, I forget her name, and I feel like an idiot. And it's total BS that she's not on the top here, because it's Jeff Bridges, Matt Damon, and Josh Brolin. But Abby Steenberg, I believe is her. Oh, Haley Steenberg, Steenfeld. Sorry, Haley Steenfeld. She's the protagonist, female protagonist like 13 or 14 years old in real life too, and is keeping up in some pretty intense scenes with these major players, you know, like Jeff Bridges, and she practically steals the movie, which is unbelievable to put, you know, a girl this young in a movie with such top actors and have her shine through, you know.
It's still a gamble, but it worked.
It's, yeah, and I mean, I think just what the Coen brothers have done is that there's probably so many more filmmakers out there that are like the Coen brothers, but they don't get the opportunity to do, like the Coen brothers, nobody tells them anything. They get what they want now because they've proven tried and true, you know?
Right.
But it's just unfortunate that movies are so expensive that you can't gamble, like you said. I mean, it's a gamble, you know? It's not a gamble when you're the Coen brothers to a certain degree because they have a fan base that is going to go see a movie no matter what, you know?
We could talk about film cost next time around too, because what was it? Super 8 was $50 million, and it's making a fortune. The X-Men was $150. Mm-hmm. 150 seems to be the comic book character.
Yeah.
They all say 150. It's amazing how uniform it is.
Yeah.
But it's still a gamble. But you know they make a lot on this.
Yeah, I mean, making this movie wasn't probably more than $50 or $60 million. Definitely, probably less actually. In terms of there's no special effects. Super 8 looks like a $200 million movie.
It does. That train, oh,
yeah.
you saw it.
Yeah.
Train wreck. One of the best ever.
Yeah, I mean, it's so crazy, over the top, but it's amazing. It feels real, and the sound design's unbelievable. But I don't understand. George Lucas said that he can't see why. He said this about 10 years ago. He doesn't see why every movie can't be made for, you know, at the most $50 million.
I agree with him.
He was saying that, like, there's no I mean, then again, he spends like $300 million to make his trilogy, but I mean, he's always pushing the envelope. But he's saying that the image quality you can get with even the most simple equipment is good. Good.
Robert L. Smith.
All right, let's hear it.
Robert L. Smith?
No, Joe. How are you, my friend?
Johnny, I'm expecting someone. Can you call later? Thank you.
Call back later. Bye.
Take it easy. Good. He's checking it. Johnny Byers. Call back later.
Yeah.
That's a link for later in the show.
I have to talk to him every week and say, John, you have special time. Don't call him Frank's time. Don't you know?
It gets confusing though.
Yeah, but the soundtrack. What did you think of it?
It's good. The score is memorable. I don't really remember other than there's really just the score, you know. But it was, you know, epic. An epic score to go along with it. And this is smart what they're doing here. Now they release Blu-rays that come with a Blu-ray, a DVD version, and a digital version. So it's basically, first of all, it's kicking pirating in the butt because it's saying to you, look, you buy this for $20, $25 or whatever, and you get every possible version of it. You know, you get a DVD version so you can play it. Because people say, well, I bought this movie, I have a Blu-ray player, but what if I want to watch it on my laptop? Why, you know, I'm not going to buy two versions of the movie. So, I mean, I think that this is a smart idea, and although Blu-rays are going to be fairly short-lived.
You think?
Well, I think that, you know, they'll have like 5 more years or so, but I think that everything will be on demand. Yeah. That's what the future is just...
Oh, that's true.
Everything will be on demand, because it doesn't make any sense to not have it on demand.
But there are people like me that like the tangibles. I know we carry a lot of stuff around, you know, my little bag of tricks.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, too. I mean,
but collectors like collecting.
Right, like you can just... There are so many ways. If you want to collect movies, there are so many ways you can do it. Albeit not legal, but if you want to get these movies, you can, or you can do things like Netflix and then copy the movies. This is illegal and it's a federal offense, and I'm not promoting it, but I was not opposed to it until, you know, then your hard drive crashes and you lose all your movies. I like having my prized possession in my room is my DVDs, like shelf that goes up to the ceiling, just filled.
I love having the tangibles. I don't like people who pirate. And there's a big article in today's Globe about it too. They are going to the internet service providers, Comcast, Verizon. They're going to be really monitoring people hard. So I'm a proponent of collectibles.
There's a new, I believe it's a software that is going to alert people to whether what they're looking at is infringing on copyrights. So it basically really smart. It's getting, it's the court's way of, or the industry's way of taking away, oh, I didn't know. Whatever, it was someone just posted it. Why can't I whatever, and get around it. But that, obviously, it's not like that anymore. So a thing will come up and be like, you are watching something that's pirated.
Right.
If you continue to watch this, you could get in trouble.
It's kind of good.
It is probably good.
It's Big Brother, but there's a certain fine line you want to maintain and keep.
Yeah.
What movies you got planned for the weekend? Anything? True Grit, the original.
I gotta see True Grit, the original. We watched the first half of Lenny. You ever seen that movie about?
No, Lenny Bruce.
About Lenny Bruce.
I saw a little of it. Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. I watched the first like 20 minutes and I prejudged it a little too quickly. And I said, Anthony and I were watching, and I said, I'm not really into this. But I would have kept watching it because I found out that he hadn't made his mind up about it. But then he was like, no, well, I can't watch it now if I know you're sitting here not enjoying it. And I feel that.
I already knew you didn't like it. I knew you didn't like
Hey,
it.
don't talk unless you're on camera. You're invited on camera. You're invited on
there
camera.
There you go,
but not without a mic.
Got you there.
You know, the Lenny Bruce thing, the Lenny Bruce thing was a lot like Flint versus Falwell. First Amendment rights, people pushing the envelopes.
Yeah.
I fight for First Amendment rights. Do you know that I've had more dates with judges in the past 5 years than you've had with women?
And that is a burn in some circles.
Yeah.
But it's also, it makes me seem like a loser, but it makes you seem like a crazy person.
No, not at all. that I can go into a court of law and fight for First Amendment rights and not be afraid of the judge, the way that fellow that gave the finger down in Florida.
Well, you had some personal experience. We won't say any names. There was somebody in court who gave you the finger, and they didn't.
That's correct, and now they're up on YouTube heading towards 2,000 hits.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and you put his name in, and that video comes up everywhere. So, hey, you know,
and he didn't get any days in jail.
Not yet, but I did meet with the city clerk this morning about this. So, oh no, I did. I met with the city clerk and I said, I want sanctions. He goes, the council has to do it. I said, I'll be writing them.
The big problem is that Florida allows cameras in the courtroom, which is wrong, because it makes
Nancy Grace gloat.
There's a problem with it because it turns the whole thing into this media spectacle. I'm sure that, I don't know the ins and outs of the Casey Anthony situation, but I'm sure that if that hadn't been such a media hoopla...
I'll give you 15 seconds. I'll tell you quickly.
Yeah, go ahead.
There are a lot of incidents like that, a lot of deaths that don't get the attention. Nancy Grace jumped on it, and everyone followed her. And she has just made a bundle with this thing. CNN's ratings went through the roof. Where CNN started covering it after Nancy led the charge, and then everyone jumped on it, but it was all Nancy Grace, and she's a bit of a loon. But she found a case, she hammered it home, daughter missing, she hit all the right elements, and she launched it. But I even said, this is a non-story. It's sad. I feel bad for the girl. But there's a lot of these tragedies every day.
Yeah.
Why this one?
Because the girl involved is semi-attractive or is attractive.
Well, the party girl element.
The party girl element, it does have some O.J. Simpson elements to it.
Absolutely.
In that, although he's not a celebrity, but in that it's annoying that in court you need the evidence, even if logic deems the person guilty.
I have to defend the jury. Reasonable doubt. They had to abide by the law. Yeah. Just like the judge would love to throw my case out, I know it. You know, with these lunatics that we're talking about, this First Amendment thing. And they filed a crazy suit, and the judge would love to throw it out, but he can't because there are rules to follow. Yeah. But I gave the judge options. And so it's all a game. But the other thing was that I set a foundation for what's going on, so it was a very, very good day in court. And to get a compliment from the judge and see the other attorney like mouthing off and the judge admonishing him.
Yeah, if you're getting complimented by the judge and the people that you're opposing court are giving you the finger, kind of shows.
But that wasn't in court. That was at City Hall. But the attorney for that fellow again mouthed off, and he got admonished by the judge. So the judge gets a good feel for, okay, that's the bad guy. This is the good guy. But I still got to be neutral.
Yeah, and you obviously, you have to have the evidence because maybe there's some crazy for some crazy reason, she actually didn't do it.
The reason we have this reasonable doubt is we don't want one innocent person to you know, get hurt, and they'd rather 10 guilty people go free. But of course, that's not how it works. A lot of innocent people in Texas, they get put to death.
Yeah, that's an issue I have with that whole death penalty thing. You kill an innocent person. How?
Because people are dealing with it. The system is very, very corrupt. And we could go off on a tangent about the probation department and the sheriff's office and the parole department. But we've seen that now, and even the clerk's office in Chelsea, where the prostitute and a clerk, did you hear about that?
No, what happened?
Oh, the clerk demanded sexual favors in court at 4 o'clock from the prostitute. She delivered, she reported him. Turns out she had reported a cop for the same thing, and that guy's now in jail. That clerk.
Why would he have done it in jail? You're on the record. I mean, excuse me, on court. Yeah, you're on the record.
The judges were all gone. It was the afternoon, and he said, I'll get you off the hook if you perform for me. This is a very well-known story.
I'm ill-read.
Was
this recently?
This was about a year ago. It was all over the newspapers, and I know one of the clerks from there. And I know one of the judges from there, good people, but this other person taints the whole system. Whole system gets tainted when there's crackpots in the system.